Hey, Kathy. Have fun. Find a Bigfoot. But don't take a good enough photo of him to get the FBI involved or anything, you know? Let me start this off by saying that this daytime at night thing is not for me. Okay? This is a nighttime show. I enjoy it to be in the evenings, you know, when it's dark out. It's not. Got sunlight shining through my windows right now. I'm trying to avoid a glare on the screen. So, whoever's in charge of that, if we could do something about it, that'd be great. See everybody complaining, or not actually complaining, but like celebrating that their what do they call it? Seasonal depression or whatever is over. I'm like, get out of here. I leave my house at 7 a.m. It's pitch black. So, I'm done ranting about that. I hope D-Boz shows up tonight because I might have something for him. I think this was Scott Loomis's picture. Is that how you say it? Scott Loomis? Loomis picture? Whatever. Anyway, I think this is his picture. Looks like we can see an eyeball right here and there. Complete with like pupil and everything. But then after that, I'm not entirely sure. Tommy boy, what's happening, buddy? It's a creepy picture. You know what's creepy about it? Look at the little the little faces down here. Excuse me. Like these little faces down here. And I mean, you're gonna tell me this is pareidolia? Look at that face. Of what? I don't know. But anyway, I think this is the main focal point of the picture, but it's just, I don't know, it's wild when you look into it more. It almost looks demonic, you know? I don't know if I ever told you guys this or not, but I'll tell you now. So when I was younger, I had a black T-shirt. I had a lot of black T-shirts, but anyway. So I had went on a what do you call it? Like when you go view a house to live in, you know. It wasn't me or my family, but it was like friends of the family. They wanted me to go with them, so I went. And I like said, keep in mind, I was only like I don't know, 13, something like that, 14 maybe. And I was wearing that shirt, and I took one step into that house, and I immediately I backed out. I said, no, I'm not going any further. And everyone's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I can't go in. I can't go any further. It's just I can't do it. So they ended up not getting the house. Hola. And they didn't buy the house. So anyway, this shirt goes in the washer. Now you can debate at this point whether there was bleach in that washer. I mean, I can't really see how unless it was residual or whatever. But point being, when that shirt came out, it had demonic faces all over it. And they were kind of bleached in, almost like if, you know, you had sort of tie-dyed it or something. And I mean, numerous. I think 13, if my memory serves me right, of these demonic faces that were in this shirt. And it pains me to this day that I lost that shirt years ago. I have no idea what happened to it, but it was so cool. And you guys will just have to take my word for it, but something was going on in that house. Look at that. Look at that face right there. Look at that mug. See that? This mic would stop jiggling. All right. So what else we got? You guys remember this one? Let's see. Light, dark, whatever. We're still gonna have a beer. I think this was Boone, South Carolina, Boone, North Carolina. I don't know. They're the same to me. Whichever one you live in, just talk to your governor about combining those two states. Same for West Virginia and Virginia, North Dakota, South Dakota. Just stop pretending, okay? But anyway, it was in one of the Carolinas, wherever Boone is. I remember this picture well because this was the first picture that I ever posted that went viral. Like, it just went stupid crazy, like, overnight. But turns out to be a fake. This guy just has a sense of humor and likes building these kind of things. I heard that he built a unicorn after this one because he took it down. I guess they were getting, the county was getting a lot of, like, drivers were going by and like freaking out because there was a Bigfoot up on the hill. And I'm not sure if he took it down voluntarily or if somebody suggested that he should, or I don't really know, but he took it down. Like I said, I think he built like a unicorn or something after that. I'm not sure if they could tell you to take it down if it's on your own property, but Anyway, he did a pretty good job of it. But if you look right here, get my mouse on it. Right here, see this? This little arc here? That's a pipe. That's a stabilizing bar to hold this guy up. It goes down here and it has like a platform on it. And it basically stakes him into the ground so he doesn't blow over. You ever have one of them days you just can't get your glasses clean, no matter what you do? A minute. Lazy Ways, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't know if you're male or female, but yeah, I'm a big fan of the story, Dyatlov Pass. I am familiar with it. I have not actually done a video on it. It's a really deep subject. There's a lot of details that I'm afraid I would overlook and not include them. Obviously, Mr. Ballin, he did a TikTok on it and then later on a YouTube on it. Did a really good job, so thanks to him. But yeah, I feel like they overlooked a lot of sort of evidence that probably would have linked that entire thing to some sort of Bigfoot or Yeti attack. You know, Yeti to be more specific, but I mean, those people they had their tongues removed, they had their chests were crushed. You know, some of them had various stages of clothing. They tore their way out of their tents to run. I mean, there was just a lot of shit that, you know, that went on that night. It was just crazy, but yes, thanks for bringing that up. I am familiar with the subject. I think it is. I think this thing is unstabilized. One of these days, 4 or 5 years from now, this is going to be a very mediocre podcast. I promise you. But right now, my mic is shaking like a chihuahua. Not my mic. The phone holder. Sorry. So there was I don't have it. I mean, I have it in my archives, but I could never find it that quickly. But there was a photo that they were suggesting had come from the photo reel of the Dyatlov Pass. And it was a fairly impressive looking Bigfoot, very obviously a Bigfoot. I keep saying that, you know, they call it a Yeti, but anyway, it was black and white. It was, you know, but the thing is, there was no proof to be able to say that that picture actually came from the Dyatlov Pass photo reel, you know? There was a lot of people can, you know, accuse somebody of just sort of making it black and white and making it look, but you know, I don't know. Either way, if it was real, then it's real, whether they doctored it or not. But if it's fake, it's a very good fake. So. I don't know how I feel about that drink. Let's see what else we got to see. Anybody remember that movie, The Mask, with Cher and Sam Elliott? Ooh, I might have fixed the shaking problem. Doesn't this look like, what was that kid's name? Sam. Why Sam Dennis is coming to my mind. Why is that? I don't know. That doesn't sound quite right, but something like that. Rocky. That was the kid's name in the movie? Rocky? Rocky Dennis. Rocky didn't, yeah, something like that, right? That's why. I don't know. That movie came out before I was born, but I remember seeing it. Like, it would play like on Saturday afternoons as a kid, you know. Am I right about the Dennis part, though? Like, I've got Dennis stuck in my mind. I'm probably thinking Sam Elliott. So I came up with Sam Dennis. Well, anyway, I don't know if it was a good movie or not, but I do know that this mask, this creature reminds me of that mask, of that movie. And I don't, we reviewed this on the channel like a long time ago. And the only thing I can tell you about this is that, I mean, first of all, I don't know. What is this? It looks like a ghillie suit. It doesn't look like fur or hair, right? Second of all, I know you can't see it here, but there's letters sort of printed. You see? Okay, maybe you can see them. Do you see the M? And this is either like a O or a D or a Q. Right there. How bizarre. It doesn't look like it's watermarked or anything. It looks like it's, I don't know, part of the mask somehow. I'm very confused. Maybe it's a watermark. I mean, it could be MD Davis, right? But I've never seen him like associated with this picture before. Oh, there you go. Tommy, you're always such a source of information. I appreciate that about you. Roy Lee Dennis. Rocky is an improvement, for sure. Well, whatever the hell this thing is, it's out there in the world being masqueraded as a Bigfoot, so... gut feeling... This is just a mask. And a guy maybe wearing some sort of ghillie suit. Look at that. See the material folds? And there's no fur or anything. This is not a Bigfoot. No way. It's a dude screwing around in a mask. He's lucky he didn't get himself shot. Let's see what else we got. Maybe we'll have something real. I don't know what this thing is. Creepy as hell. So I'll just say this. I think it's a still shot from a video. I think I remember seeing the video of this thing hopping over the guardrail. All right. So let's talk about the obvious. Could it be CGI? No? Maybe. I'm not an expert on CGI, but I think that it probably could be recreated. So let's just put a pin in that. Is it real? Totally could be. If it is, what is it? I think that you would call it the rake. I would more commonly call it a feral human. I believe they're one and the same. I've had people take a stance at me against this, but here's the thing. You can't tell me that it's not entirely possible that at some point in time, humans in the Americas dropped their children off in the woods because they didn't want to raise them or they couldn't afford to feed them. Maybe the parents wound up dead in some situation or another. And what you end up with is things that you know people refer to the Kentucky Wild Man or the Appalachian the cannibals, things like that. The Sean Bean family from Scotland, if you know, you know. So yeah, now this is an extreme version of a feral human. Some feral humans you might find with clothing, and they have regular colored skin because they're feral, but they still are pretty much human. They just maybe they don't speak English, or maybe they eat unconventionally or whatever. But then when you get into the real feral humans, the ones that have gone underground and they live in caves and they use echolocation to communicate and they have tapetum lucidum, these are evolved or devolved, however you want to look at it, species of the human creature. Tommy, I'm going to have to educate myself. I'm not sure what a djinn is. I mean, Lazy Ways, you just described like 8 guys. I don't know. Maybe you're talking about Matt Moneymaker or Bobo. I don't, other than Les Stroud, let me say that loud and clear. Other than Les Stroud, I don't know any cryptid hunter on television that I feel is not contrived. Doesn't matter. Alaskan, what do they call that? Expedition in Alaska, Alaskan Bigfoot, finding Bigfoot, discovering Bigfoot. Yeah, it's all crap. And I mean, I'm not gonna say I've never seen it. I've seen it because you have to see it to make a decision. But I've never watched anything other since then. I'm like, this is garbage. It dilutes the real subject of the creature. But it is what it is. These guys are out there making money, and I am not. Okay, different country, rake. Yeah, well, think about that, Tommy. I mean, this is not an America situation. I mean, every country in the world has caves, right? Some probably deeper than ours. Same situation. Drop them kids off, and who needs them? And next thing you know, you got rakes running around. Hey, you know what? It's funny. I am a Todd Standing watcher, Tommy. I am a watcher. I've seen it. And in fact, when he comes out with his new bullshit video, I'll watch that too. I guess he's doing a new special or new, I don't know, Netflix or whoever the hell's going to pick it up. And I'll watch it because I want to see it. I won't pay for it, but I'll watch it. But that doesn't change my opinion about him. So 5 middle-aged guys. Maybe you're talking about that Monster Hunter show. Is that what that is? Monster Hunters? I don't know. Like I said, I don't really get into the shows, but I think that might be the one you're talking about. So you're from Australia, so you've got the Yowie. And man, I've heard some crazy stories out of the Blue Mountain Range in Australia. Yeah, I'm not, Tommy. Seriously, I can't even stomach it, bro. I would be angry. Like I'd be mad just drinking and watching TV. Like, you guys suck. And like, I'm not gonna do that. Blue Mountain Range in Australia, man. Like, not only are they talking about yowies out there, but they're talking about thylacines too. And I buy that. I mean, we just found that Tasmanian tiger that we thought was extinct for like 50, 60 years. So out there somewhere, in fact, Forrest Gallant, the big, the biologist guy, he doesn't touch any cryptid subjects. Like, he won't mess with it at all. But he said that he thinks that there is a good population, that there's a small, I'm sorry, that there's a good possibility that a small population of thylacine still live and thrive in deep Papua New Guinea. So, and that's not to say that they couldn't be other places too, but I have plans of keeping this one short tonight, guys. Like, no 3 hour, 3.5 hour train rides tonight. I gotta work tomorrow, and I'm just not feeling it. So, but we'll stay around here, maybe hour and a half, maybe a couple hours. We'll see how it goes. See how many people show up. Got 20 people in the room right now, but only 2 are speaking. I know Kathy's busy. Kathy gets a pass. Okay, I thought so, Tommy. So Forrest Gallant found one in Papua New Guinea, like where he said that he thought they were. So I remember seeing that video like maybe a year ago or so. So point is, and like, look at the Billy apes. How long ago was that? Like 2000. They didn't know these creatures existed at all, and then they found them in the woods in Australia, and they're like, and you know how Australians are. They're like, oh, Billy found that ape. Now it's a Billy ape, So, but these big, like 6 foot tall, like completely upright walking apes, they're like, shit. What I was saying is Kathy gets a pass. I was like, she's in the woods tonight, actually hunting Bigfoot, but not with a gun, with a camera. So it's finally, like, it's still not dark yet, but it's finally starting to like calm down a little bit. So the vibe is kicking in, because I'll tell you what, I don't like starting this show when it's daylight out. This time change is bullshit. I think back in the day, back when I was working 2 jobs, I kind of beat this horse until it was dead. But I'll tell you what, it's true. If you have never listened to My Bigfoot Sighting by, oh, his name's going to fall right out of my head, isn't it? Okay. Well, anyway, My Bigfoot Sighting, you can get it on Spotify or wherever you get your podcast. And the episodes range from like, you know, it could be like a 5-minute story up to like a 30-minute story, but it's all about these people that have encountered Bigfoot. And it is a wild series, and I loved it. So whenever I was like vacuuming floors and whatnot, I would listen to these Bigfoot stories. Like, holy shit, man, that's some wild stories. That's gonna bother me now. What the hell is that guy's name? I'm too tired to remember. I don't know. Been a long week. Let's see, what else is there? Oh, this one. Tommy, I'm straight up gonna have to Google it. It's just that's gonna bother the piss out of me. I know the man's name. Vic Cundiff. Vic Cundiff is his name. And it's a very, very good series. Like I said, I don't know. There's quite a few episodes. I don't know how many there are, but definitely worth checking out. Yeah, I don't know. Lazy Ways, Tommy's had a few encounters, Kathy Westerman, Bigfoot World, that's all they do is go out in the woods and hunt for these things. For me, I've had a couple near experiences. Freeman. No, not Freeman. That's the Freeman footage is different. Paul, and I think his son's name is Mike or Mark. Mike Freeman. Anyway, no, Vic Cundiff was who I was trying to think of. I came across that. Isn't you back actually found? Go checks. Yeah, I did get that picture, Tommy. I did. That was a while ago though. But sometimes I forget about them after a week goes by. Now, I'm not sure how I would react if I had an up close and personal experience with one of these things. I mean, like I said, I've had a couple close calls, few close calls, but never a physical, a mano a mano situation. Or, that's terrifying. So, a lot of people say this picture is fake. And their reasoning is because they say you can see the where the pant meets the shoe here. Huh. I just noticed something different about this picture. I've defended this picture for years because that I don't believe is the pant meeting the shoe. I believe that that is this piece of wood having a little like notch sticking out of it there. But I've never noticed, as many years as I've been looking at this photo, this is a dog. That's a little dog. I mean, what does that mean? Well, could a little dog and a Bigfoot be friends? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it does look exactly like a little corgi. Um, Dogs and Bigfoot are notoriously not friends because dogs bark and give up the Bigfoot's position, and that's not something they can tolerate, so they typically are known to kill dogs. So that means that either this is a guy in a suit and the dog knows him, or this Bigfoot and this dog are friends. Man, I'm sorry, God, that just messed me up. I have never, like I said, as many years as I've seen this photo, because I always kind of look at it like this. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna have to go. I gotta go dig up. There's different versions of this photo. Like, I just mean like different colorations and stuff. I just want to make sure this isn't photoshopped before I like make some sort of decree about it. I don't know. Because there's something at the end of the log too, although I don't know what that is. Here's what I find it hard to believe that after all these years of seeing this picture that I'm just now noticing this dog. It looks so blatant right now, but then again, hey, how many years did we look at Kathy Westerman's skunk ape photo without noticing that it was two creatures? So it's possible. Stumpy Grumpy, welcome, bud. I am also a fellow Grumpster. I was 60 years old the day I was born. Curmudgeon, if you will. Futz Bucket, yeah, possibly. Hi, Brendan, welcome. We were just discussing whether this is a dog or not. Tommy, ask me what I'm drinking. Go ahead, ask me. So I thought to myself, I was like, I've got some vodka in the freezer, like good vodka. And I was like, let me do something different, I was like, I'm gonna do a Moscow Mule. Not necessarily my favorite drink, but it's different. And I've only ever had it like maybe once in a bar or something, so I was like, all right. The grocery delivery people failed to bring me the limes. So really what I'm drinking is just vodka and ginger beer. I don't love it. Yeah, I know. I see the dog. I can't unsee the dog. I hate that now. But anyway, so I don't love it, but it's not bad either. But I can definitely see where the limes would add that sour, citrusy cut of the sweet ginger beer, you know? So I think they did me a disservice by leaving out the limes, but it is what it is, right? White people problems. Use Skittles, just the green ones, huh? Those are the lime flavored ones. Speak of the devil herself. Here's Kathy Westerman's photo. Let me get in on it. I always like to keep this one in my back pocket just because it's one of the best skunk ape photos ever taken. Uh, Certainly the last decade. And of course, as we now know, or now realize, this is two creatures, not one. I showed this picture to a non-believer, if you want to use that term. I don't care for the term believer. I know they're real, but anyway, showed it to that person, and they were like, "This is a picture of a hunter in the woods." I was like, "This is a picture of a skunk ape," and the truth scares people. You know, they don't want to hear that. They're like, "No," because they don't understand it. You know, they're like, it goes outside of their scope of the possibility, the capability of understanding. Yeah, skeptic's a good term. I don't mind skeptic though, you know, like I think it's a good thing to be skeptic. You should be over everything. We should be observant and skeptic of what we're observing. But when you know nothing about the subject and you blindly disregard it, then I have a problem with you. You know, Tommy, I was talking about you like maybe it might have been 2 weeks ago. There's an ice cream shop near me, and the owners are Bigfoot enthusiasts, and they are more of on the woo side of things, where you know, they believe in teleportation and third dimension, and that's, you know, it's fine, whatever. I don't dive too deep into that subject, but I was showing them the picture of your tree stand, the one that was bent around the tree, and the male owner, the guy, he goes, "That's impossible." He goes, "I've climbed those tree stands before." He goes, "I've put them up." He's like, "That's physically impossible for a human to twist that around the tree like that." And I said, "Well, I agree." I said, "But if you look up the area," which I did, I said, "you're not going to find any elk or, you know, bull moose that are capable of sort of hooking that and twisting around a tree like that." They were very impressed. I was like, yeah, it's a cool picture. I don't have it on me at the moment, but it's a cool picture. Lloyd Pye. I don't know who that is. Is that worth? Is that worth looking up? Let's see. Lloyd Pye is dead. He died in Destin, Florida. He's an American author. Promotion of the Star Child Skull. Okay, interesting. That sounds interesting. I actually might do that. I enjoy audiobooks because I drive a lot and I don't have time to read. At least that's what I tell myself. So I might check him out on Audible and see if we got something I can enjoy on there, you know? I mean, a bear could be strong enough, I guess, but it's like, why? Why would they do that? You know? How many cases of that have you ever seen in your life? You know? I'm gonna do that. Futz bucket. Yeah, I'm gonna go check that out. It sounds up my alley. It's interesting enough. I love subjects like that. You know. Um, I did the book on tape, The Field, about quantum physics. It's an amazing book. Changed my life in the way I thought about things. I'm always down for shit like that. That kind of opens your third eye, you know, that sort of thing. So I get it. I mean, Tommy, it's like the ultimate cheat code, dude. You get to learn. You don't have to, read. I mean, when you're driving down the road, like, my career, I'm on the road hours every day. So what am I going to do? Listen to music all the time? I do listen to Mr. Ballin quite a bit. But yeah, audiobooks are where it's at, man. You just kind of drive and learn, and it's great experience. I just finished Josh Sundquist has finished his book called Just Don't Fall Down. And it's about a kid that lost his leg when he was 9 to like a rare cancer, like a bone cancer. And then as a 9-year-old just fighting numerous bouts of cancer over and over again, and he wanted to be a skier in the Paralympics, and it's an amazing story of triumph, and just perseverance. So, good book. I'll tell you this, Tommy. Once look, it's an 11-hour audiobook. So, however much you can stand at a time, would, whatever you're doing. I did, like I said, I was on the road, so I listened to it. I had a 2-hour commute round trip. So, 5-6 days, and I was done. But once you hear about the experiments that have actually been done, referring to things like remote viewing and manifestation, mental manifestation, and how our brains control the environment around us. And again, these are not like stories; these are actual documented experiments that took place. It absolutely changes the way that you think about everything. because all we've ever been exposed to our whole lives, I think we're about the same age, you and I, we're in the same ballpark anyway. All you've ever been exposed to is Newtonian physics. You know, Newton and Einstein, and that's all we know. But there's also this whole world out there of quantum physics, and it is wild, bro. And like I said, to hear that the experiments have been done that prove that it exists is just, it's a game changer. There's our nightly train visit. I would love to, yeah, I'd love to hear some, dude. Futz. Bigfoot Input at gmail.com. Bigfoot Input at gmail.com. Feel free to, excuse me, I'm starting to yawn now. I'm tired. Feel free to send me anything there. That's really the only way I'll be able to keep track of it. While I'm recording, I have a hard time keeping up with things, but yeah, send me a list there, and like I said, I'll check them out periodically as I can. I do enjoy stuff like that. Any sort of mind-blowing, whoa type stuff, you know, I dig that. All right, well, Tommy, I hope you get it, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it affects you as much as it did me. It's a crazy ride. And like I said, the woman that does it, she's brilliant, you know. She's a journalist, and when she did it, she said that she was going to try to explain quantum physics in layman's term, because you talk about a rabbit hole of a subject. I mean, I always thought, I was like, there's no way. Like, I'm smart, but I always consider myself to be kind of a dumb guy. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't go to college. I'm not like one of these like kind of intellectual types, you know. So I thought to myself, I was like, I'll never be able to understand quantum physics. Like, I have a general grasp on it, but I don't really know anything. After listening to this book, she says she puts it in layman's terms. She does not put it in layman's terms, okay? It's still, there's a lot of stuff you're like, what? What'd she say? You know, you got to break out a dictionary. But I still feel that the overall feel of the book, when you walk away, is just like, it's like, wow, I had no idea that existed, you know. So I know there was something last night, right? Like a red moon or whatever. I don't really know exactly what a total eclipse is. Is that like where, I don't know, where the sun reflects off the moon in a full state? I don't know. I don't really keep up too much with astronomy. I like the subject. I just don't keep up with it enough. So right, and Futz, that's kind of the whole idea behind the field, is that the field is full of these sort of, you know, neutrons, electrons that we have used and put back or are new, and they don't become anything until we manifest it. Such as the words that I'm saying right now didn't exist until my brain, which is the processor of those electrons and neutrons, reached out, grabbed a handful of those, and then turned them into the words that I'm saying now. If that makes sense. So it's a, like I said, it's a wild rabbit hole of a subject. So this between this on the right. So like last night was a full eclipse, so doesn't that mean that the Earth was like pretty much out of the way, and that's why the moon, or the moon had it spun around, it's in between the sun and the Earth, right? Something like that. I don't know. That was red. That was red. I wasn't up for it, I can tell you that. I was sleeping. There's no, all this shit happens at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was not gonna be up for it. My girl's that person. She might wake up at 3 a.m. to go out and take a picture of the moon, and I'm like, yeah, no. Like there'll be 100 other people. I'm sorry, 100. There'll be thousands of people last night that stayed up to take pictures with better cameras than mine. You got them guys with the Nikons, they're up drinking Red Bull at 3 o'clock in the morning to get that like perfect shot of the red moon, and then I see it for 5 seconds on my timeline in the morning, and I'm like, oh yeah, well it was red, and I move on with my life. So yeah, send them over, Tommy. I'll check them out, man. I'll look at your pictures. I didn't care to take any of my own. I mean, I work during the day, like I'm not gonna set an alarm to get up in the middle of the night to go check that shit out. Set your alarm for 2 a.m. Good job, buddy. Hey, good for you, man. If you enjoyed that, I'm happy for you. I was snoring at 2 a.m., so that's what I'm about. And she'll tell me too. She's like, This is not gonna happen for another 100,000 years." I'm like, "Yeah, I won't be there for that one either." Like, I missed this one. I'm not gonna be there for that one. So hey, shit happens. When I was a kid, Tommy, man, I was huge into astronomy. I absolutely loved it. Um, I'm not gonna say that I'm not into it now. I am, just not to that extent. I still love the idea of the stars, and um, I read something one time that absolutely it stuck with me. It blew my mind. It said that if you could perch yourself on our nearest star, if you could just leave and you go perch yourself on top of that star, if you looked back at Earth, you would see dinosaurs because of the travel of light and sight. Basically, that's how far away our nearest star is that you would see dinosaurs. It's about 65 million years, something like that. So it's like that far away. Light years, I don't know the measurements. I think, no, I'm not going to speculate on where a light year is. I'll make myself sound stupid. But anyway, so that's how far away it is. And I'm like, that's pretty wild. Did I show you guys my Bigfoot lantern last time? To see, isn't it? Oh, there you go. Spin him around. Did I show you guys this last time? Oh, I'm messing with the pictures. It was a Christmas gift. I love this thing. Alright. Stop fooling around. I've screwed up the picture somehow. Just leave that on. That's a cool ambiance. Okay, all I did was go to the next picture, so that's fine. This is Catherine Norris. Light years, less calories than a normal year. It's true. It's a diet year. So it kind of looks like that, right, Tommy? But it's just some metal, and it has a print on the outside of it of like Bigfoot in trees all the way around it, and then it has a Bigfoot on the bottom, and it has what I'm assuming is a solar light that shines down into it, you know, and it produces that like Bigfoot image. It's pretty cool. Welcome, Lisa. Let's see. What color do we want? How about blue? Oh, shit. There it is. And of course, can't forget about this one here. I love this thing. My official Bigfoot Input sign. Mm-mm. Alright. I'll tell you what, guys. Here's the deal. Yeah, exactly. Officially refill time. My drink is empty. So, if you guys want to stick around, I'm probably willing to go for another hour or so. Um, Definitely down for it. I got some cool pictures to share. But I'm going to take a little pause for the cause and go get a refill. Alright? And if you're here, I'll see you when I get back. All right, round 2 of this thing. So, thank you, Lisa. Tommy, I am sorry to hear that you're under the weather, dude. Um, there's a lot of that going around down here in Florida. I myself have not been uh, affected by any of that, so knock on some wood. I think I I think this is one of Kathy's. I can't swear to that though. I don't have the information right in front of me. I'm almost positive this is one of her thermal images, which is very impressive. In fact, I think this is her latest because you can see the nostrils. See the one nostril there, two nostril there, and then the lips, and then everything that goes along with it. Thank you, bud. I'll check that out as soon as I get the opportunity. Oh, it sucks when it's like warm and you're sick. I don't know why that is. Like when it's cold and you're sick, I guess like it almost makes sense to your body. But like when it's 80 degrees and you're all snotty and like, head congested and whatever else, your body is just like, oh, this doesn't make sense. But if you throw a little whiskey in there, you got a hot toddy. That's the road for healing right there, buddy. Okay, got your vitamin C and your whatever the hell tea does, and the whiskey is gonna just heal you from the outside, the inside out. It's another train. That's 2 trains in one episode. This is a lucky episode. I figured you guys would still be like deep in the winter type of things. Not sure why I figured that. I guess as far north as you are. I don't know. I guess just from a psychological standpoint, I would much be rather I would much rather be sicker when it's cold than when it's hot. Whew. like I said, I gotta be honest. I don't get sick that often. I have a pretty good immune system, but like when I do get sick, man, it takes me down to the ground. I don't know why that is. Maybe I'm just lucky. I mean, I wash my hands and stuff like that. Maybe I'm lucky. I just don't get sick that often. But when I do, good God. This is going to be like a week-long affair, you know? Yeah, my mom's right below you there, Tommy, in West Virginia. And, like, almost literally right below you. And I don't know, they had snow like last week. And it was sticking. So I don't know what the temperatures are like up there right now. Excuse me. Well, honestly, it's hard for me to say that I'm looking forward to the summer, you know, but I'm kind of glad the winter is like behind us. And the holidays and everything, and I'm ready for some normalcy. Just get back to work and maybe squeeze a vacation in here somewhere, you know, a warm vacation. Zircam. I'll keep that in mind. There's a nasty one going on like around right now. Like everybody's got it, and I work with the public like in various cities and counties, and I know quite a few people that are just that have gotten dog sick from this thing, and I'm doing my best to avoid it. You know, I'm out here like Neo, dodging germs. This is one that Dan Bozinka sent in, D-Boz. He's not here tonight. I don't know if he's out there in the woods with Kathy or what he's doing, but I was going to talk about it. I think I found a second creature in this. He sent a video, but he also sent screenshots of the video. And I think I found a second creature in this video, but I'm not sure if it's worth going over if he's not here. Let's move past that one. This is another one from Kathy Westerman. You know, just crazy stuff, man. Mr. Midwest, Wiley, making a fashionable entrance. An entrance. Welcome, brother. Thank you for the dono too. I really appreciate that. We're doing fine. We're looking at some photos. Just chilling. Hey, rest up, buddy. Just rest up now. Lots of liquids. Rest up. You'll be okay. Here, let's run it back for Wiley. He missed this one. Here you go, Wiley. This is Kathy's latest one. See the nostrils right there? And the mouth right there. Looks a little like it's not focusing properly, but yeah, Stacy Brown. Stacy Brown Senior and Junior. Junior is the guy that I know. Um, I guess his dad was there as well and is part of the group, which is that's cool. You know, if you and your dad are doing shit like that into your adult years, you know. But I'll just say this, and you know, Billy Rob had posted on the video that you know he didn't know if it was real or not, and it was this and that. Look, here's the deal: either it's 100% real, or Stacy Brown is really good at CGI. Or no, let me not say CGI. Video manipulation. How about that? Right? And he's only had one video, and it was taken in like 2012. So I would imagine that the temptation over the last 14 years to produce a secondary video would have overcome, you know, you if you have that ability. So I think that he filmed something very genuine, and I think it's an awesome video. Are you? Um, I don't know if Kathy put this video on anything, honestly. I mean, obviously we'll do it on our next video, but I mean, you can see the eyes right here, and then come down here, and there's nostrils and the mouth. I think there's a mouth there, but anyway, it's all on thermal, so it's kind of hard to make out. But it also doesn't help that again I'm filming a computer screen with a cell phone camera. It looks better in person. Like it really does look better. But I don't know. Check Kathy's channel. Maybe she posted it up there. But stay tuned for our next video. We'll go over some of these still shots. Hey Tommy, be careful, bud. Be careful, bud. Drink your water, but also make sure you're not screwing up your electrolytes. Um, like I take a little bit of Celtic salt every day with my water, and it introduces like 82 of your like 96 necessary minerals. One of them being the magnesium. So just make sure you get enough sodium and electrolytes with your water. Alright, let's get through some of these. Hey. This picture's weird. It won't let me move it or anything, but who recognizes this picture? I know one of you guys do. Yeah, I love Celtic salt. I tell you what, since I started taking it, I've cut my blood pressure medication in half. like literally in half. So if you're not taking Celtic salt in the morning, or using it on your food at least, you are missing out. That's right, Tommy. It's the Himalayan Yeti. Or at least that's what the Himalayan monks say. But they did a DNA test uh, and found out that it was a yak, like the hump of a yak. And there's also like some little hand thing that goes with it. They said it was some sort of bear through DNA, but the monks were like, "No, you're wrong. Like it's a Yeti." So I don't really know who to believe, honestly. I mean, faking DNA results, that seems like an easy thing to do, and reasonably so. And the monks are like, "No, you're wrong." So who do you believe? You know? Still not 100% sure what to make of this video or this photo here. This is the... I'm not sure what this creature is. I mean, it looks like a Bigfoot, but is it deformed? Oh, I see where you're going with that, Tommy. Yeah, that makes sense. So, if we go back... Alright, you're good, Wiley. We're all good. Let's go back to that original photo. Back to this one. I told you guys at the beginning, this is like this photo was the first thing we ever posted that made us go viral on Facebook. So this is Boone, South Carolina, one of them. And if you look right here, this is a bent post, metal post, that's making this cutout stand up. They let somebody take samples, and then like some actor stole the things and then returned them. I don't know. There's a whole story on it. You'd have to go read it. I don't recall all the details, but yeah, like somebody stole it. They kept it on a lock and key, and the guy stole it, and he made a key copy, and he stole the thing, and I don't know. It was a whole big shit show, and that's why it makes me kind of wonder who's telling the truth, you know? But anyway, so this guy here, yeah, he's standing up only because of this post right here. But this guy posted this is his property, and he posted this thing up because when you drive down the freeway, you see this part of his property. So he's a jokester, you know? And they got tons of calls to the sheriff's department saying there's a Bigfoot on the side of the road, Bigfoot on the side of the road. So if you fast forward through our photos tonight, this is a normal size guy in front of that thing. But he like painted it and put like fur on it and everything. Like he did a good job. Tell you what, guys. I've got one beer and one drink, and I am going to bed. So, soak it up. I'll tell you what. We were staying in Blue Ridge, Georgia, which if you've never been, pack your stuff and go. So, like I said, we were driving home, and it's a, middle of the night. It's dark, whatever, mountain road, and we came around a corner, and there's a massive Bigfoot standing right by a tree, big red shining eye. Scared the shit out of me. Q was driving. Scared me half to death. I grabbed my phone. I'm going to take a picture of it, whatever. It was cut out. It was cut out, yeah. Big cutout with like fur on it and a big reflective eye. Thanks to that guy making this drive off the road. I get it, Wiley. I've felt your pain, my friend. I've been there. Whisper walkers. Which, if you've never visited them on various social media, they have big Sasquatch and Dogman presence. It's true, man. I mean, that thing, like I said, she was driving and she didn't see it, so she kept going. It scared the hell out of me. I thought we just ran up on a Bigfoot. So yeah, you would think that at some point somebody would be held accountable for that shit, because especially on a mountain road that you're not familiar with, because you're going to an Airbnb, and anyway, write your congressman, I guess. But when we were staying in Pennsylvania, we saw something on the side of the road. I should say more accurately, she saw something on the side of the road that was not a cutout. And it was about 8 feet tall with big yellow eyes. And when we went back to see it, it was gone. And the next morning, I heard the Ohio howl. I was in Pennsylvania, but still, I heard the Ohio howl. I appreciate that, Tommy. I really do. The last time we were up there was the first time. We were staying in a town called Blakely, which, as I remember, was right near the base of the Poconos. And I'm sure I've said this before, but anyway, after I had my experience where I heard the Ohio howl, I looked when we got home. I looked up the area that we were staying in, and on BFRO, there was multiple reportings of these creatures stealing trash and different things like that from this like housing development that was cut into this wooded area. I think it was, you know how Tommy, you know how in Pennsylvania they don't have like national parks, they have like I think it's called like game lands, and they have numbers. So like game land like 74 or something like that. This housing development was cut right into it. Um, so there was definitely a creature there, but it was such a nice stay. We enjoyed ourselves. You know, we went to different places. It was the kind of area where everything is like at least an hour and a half away, and so we would drive out and we'd go do something for the day, and then we'd come back and get a pizza and go back to the room or go back to our house. You know, it was a really nice stay. Although I feel like the place we stayed at was haunted, which I think is cool, but you know, uh, causes some level of discomfort for some people. But very cool place. So I love Mothman, the whole idea of it being a government experience, experiment and stuff like that. And my mother lives in West Virginia, so I went to we went to West Virginia, but we didn't get that far west because Point Pleasant is like far west in West Virginia, like all the way over to the end of west of the state. We didn't get that far, but I hope to go back, and I want to go check that town out for real. I heard that there's a bunker, like an abandoned military bunker somewhere. Now, granted, I'm not going to go exploring it. I'm not that guy, but it does sound interesting, and I like to see it. So, let's see. While Tommy, we were in Pennsylvania. No, no, I think we were in West Virginia. We went to the Allegheny if that's how you pronounce it. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but it basically it was an insane asylum, and that was, yeah, that was an experience. That was wild. In Pennsylvania, I can't really remember what all we did. I know that there was a lot of like, you know, walking in parks and going and seeing this and seeing that, different things, waterfalls and whatnot. We we tried our hand at Philadelphia. That was a huge failure, and I don't really care to go back. We tried that on the way out, Pennsylvania. But still, nice place. So what we decided was, we're like, well, this was nice, but a lot of the cool stuff that we would want to see is on the west side of the state. We were on the east. So, and of course, I want to go see, you know, whatever the hell they call Three River Stadium these days. I don't even know what it's called. Heinz Field, and now it's something else. I want to go see that. But in fact, I'd like to catch a game there. That'd be wild, you know. So maybe one day, if we come back to Pennsylvania, we'll be staying somewhere and go to a Pittsburgh game. That would be crazy. I would love that. Well, if I'm going to go to West Pennsylvania, I'm going to Pittsburgh. I'm going to go catch a Steeler game for sure. Like, I can't imagine going to West Pennsylvania without catching a Steeler game. That's a bucket list type of thing for me. So I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry that happened to you, man. That sucks. Hell yeah, I saw a Steelers sign DK Metcalf. That's awesome. I was a little disappointed though that we didn't go after Najee Harris in the free agency. That sucks. He's gone now, you know. And now the big question looms: are we going to sign Aaron Rodgers or not? Or go after Aaron Rodgers? I'm not sure what to say about that. Yeah, we re-signed Mason Rudolph. I think that's a backup though, since there's no more Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett. Mason Rudolph has to be a backup to somebody. He's always been a backup. He always will be. But I don't know how I feel about it being Aaron Rodgers. I really don't. Yeah, I would love to go to Heinz Field and wave my towel and hear Renegade and just, man, like I said, it's a bucket list thing for sure. That's where Pickett belongs, is on the Browns. Although I'll tell you what, I would love to picked up Miles Garrett, but that didn't happen. He's staying with the Browns. I don't know. I don't see the draw. You know, I didn't see the draw in Russell Wilson, and I don't see the draw in Aaron Rodgers. This is not how Pittsburgh builds a team. We're going against everything that we've ever done. And they thought they had a franchise with Pickett. That they're wrong. They were wrong on that. Fine. So, you know, find that guy. Go find the next Ben Roethlisberger is what they need to do. But I think that they thought if we get Russell Wilson involved with Justin Fields, we could get a Super Bowl win, and then, you know, we have some time to rebuild, because that's what they're looking for. 6 years now we've got to the first round playoffs and got knocked out. So they're looking for a win, and then they have time to back up and rebuild. Yeah, I mean, we love Big Ben. Miss Big Ben. Big Ben might come back this season. Like, if we're gonna go get some old ass quarterbacks like Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers, you might as well go ask Big Ben if he wants to come back for a season. So yeah, we need some more like heavy defense, heavy run, smash mouth type football, and these guys just aren't cutting it, man. Oh my god. Tommy, don't throw me out of the room, but fuck Sam Darnold. Seriously, like this is not. I don't understand. This is not what the Steelers do. You know, where's that like getting that like young quarterback and building him? We keep going like for these dry wells. You know, so it's frustrating. The fact is, like Wiley, we'll never be as good as we were with Roethlisberger, Palomalu, you know, Heath, Jerome Bettis, Heinz Ward. I mean, we'll never be. They always talk about the '70s Steelers, but that like 2000 and 3 to 2009 team, they were amazing. Those guys just, my God, they were great. Even Santonio Holmes and Fred Ward, or Fred, not Ward, what's his name? Fred. Anyway, that was an amazing team, and we had just a good run. But now it seems like we've just kind of fallen a little bit to mediocrity, which, again, we haven't had a losing season in 16 years, but we haven't had a lot of wins either. Yeah. Troy Polamalu was a magician, bro. So the way he could read the line, the way he did, we'll never get another player like that. They're the best team that's ever been. So I'll tell you what, the only team I really like other than the Steelers is the Bills. I don't love their outfits or their uniforms. Whatever. But I'll tell you what, their fan base, that is a monster fan base. I love the Bills Mafia. I mean, when it snows, they hire like local people to come in and like $20 an hour, hot meals, and just to shovel out the seats so they can play. You have to admit, I mean, if you're a Bills fan, you show up with a shovel to watch the game today. I mean, there's a lot to be said. I was heartbroken when they didn't beat the Chiefs this year. I thought, man, they have a good chance, but Chiefs went in and lost. So that is what it is. Closet Bills fans. I mean, I get it, man. Like I said, I was rooting for the Bills too, And in fact, I said it. I was like, when the Steelers, if the Steelers lose this year, I was like, I'm a Bills fan for the rest of the year. And they almost had it. So, in fact, some could argue that they were robbed of that game. But anyway, we'll get into that. Oh, I have not won a good parlay this year. I think I had one that was one off. One off. I think it was the Giants that screwed me. But I mean, I do hate you, but I don't disagree. Like Lamar Jackson is very entertaining. If you don't have a pony in the race, I mean, watching Russell Wilson versus Lamar Jackson, that's a no-brainer. The guy is like he's like the next Michael Vick. You know, you never know what the hell he's about to do. And I honestly, even though I was pulling for the Bills, I had said I was like I'd be surprised if this year's Ravens team doesn't go to the AFC Championship because those boys deserved it, man. I mean, they worked hard. And the fact, I don't know, during that last game, one of their big dudes, like one of their like defensive or no, their offensive line guys caught the ball and like ran it, and the whole team was celebrating. I mean, the whole team was with that guy in that moment. That was probably the only time that guy would ever catch an interception, and that's what it was. He was defensive line. And he caught an interception. Anyway, he was about 400 pounds, and man, he caught that ball and he ran like 12 yards and downed it. You know, and I mean, the whole team just was on his side. So I really did have a little bit of a kinship, I guess, with the Ravens this year. It's not a bad idea, Tommy. We gotta have a whole new YouTube. We're not talking about Bigfoot tonight. We're talking about the Steelers. Speaking of Tommy, what's up with you and your cooking channel? Are you gonna move forward with that? God, that's painful, bro. That is painful. Mm. So real quick, all right, Tommy, let me know. I'll watch. This is Colorado Bigfoot, right? Big time YouTuber, right? So he puts up. This was years ago, by the way, but he puts up this picture. This is obviously a Bigfoot, like sort of manifesting itself out of the woods or whatever. Big circle around it, whatever. Okay, cool. Does it look familiar? This is the Jack Link's Bigfoot. So the next time that Colorado Bigfoot pops up on your news feed, Just remember this. Like, yeah, no, I'm not okay. Little kid, I'm not okay. Leave me alone. Let me just pour beer into my mouth. Numb the pain. Hoaxing with Sasquatch. Oh man, it's amazing the people that defend that guy. I have busted him in at least 3 huge hoaxes. And I'm like, and I've had people just go toe to toe, just so deep with that guy. And like, I honestly just think he's a real, uh, should I say, douche? Um, just to keep it PG. But yeah, the white Bigfoot, that was a big joke. And then this one, and then the best one was the gorilla mask over the fence that somebody sent him and he just endorsed 100%. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, literally, what are you doing? What he's doing is anything that brings clicks and likes. So, yeah, he's just another hoaxer. So, yeah, I mean, I could take the Jack Link's Bigfoot and like scale it down and make it blurry and make it look like a thing. Or we could talk about Kathy Westerman in her own backyard, looking at this big boy here. I love the Jack Links commercials. I think they're hilarious. I mean, I'm not stupid enough to like try to make that into a real thing, but like, hoaxing with Sasquatch, that's funny. Like when Sasquatch like got pissed off, they wouldn't let him in the car, so he comes out of the woods and like flips their truck over. I mean, yeah, that's hilarious. Look at this guy though. Big old nostrils, big lips, cheekbone right there, cranial ridge. I mean, this is a Sasquatch. And to be caught in her own backyard, it's great. D-Boz. Oh, he just got home from dinner with the boss. The boss lady, she kept you out in the woods, huh? I get it, buddy. I get it. Oh, that boss. Different boss. Welcome, Diesel. This Diesel is New Jersey Sasquatch on Facebook, if you guys don't know. Well, Kathy's out in the woods tonight. I think she's been in the chat the whole time, but she only said something at the beginning. She's out there doing what she does. D-Boz, I got your I got your video and your photos, and I think I found something. This is what you circled, which is cool. I think we can all see the eyes and the nostrils and the mouth. But I think I found something else. Let me see if I can show that to you, and then I'm going to wrap it up for the night, guys. I'm not going to be around here long. Oh, by the way, if no one has, or if you guys aren't, yeah, I watched the video, but if you're not subscribed to our sister channel, Cryptic Input, please check that out. We just did a video about, well, I don't want to say what it's about, but anyway, so go check it out. Hopefully you enjoy it. Let me skip to those pictures. Okay. So these are pictures from D-Boz's latest video. And this is the creature that he's looking at, like up here in this area. I gotta find it. I took a few screenshots. Excuse me. Okay. So I was looking right here. I was looking at this guy here. And I'll probably go over this more in depth in the next video. Hey Tommy, I hope you feel better, buddy. Drink your whiskey and go to bed, okay? I was looking at this here, and like I said, in the next video, I'll go over it more in depth. But as you look at this guy here, when the camera pans back, he disappears. So, like, that tells me that he was there in one shot and he wasn't there in another. Yeah, if you watch the video frame by frame, like he's there. If you watch it, like you pan just for a second to the right of the tree and then you come back. And then you pan far right. So in that second where you pan to the right of the tree, this guy is there. And then when you pan back, he's not there. So that tells me that it's not leaves, it's not a tree, it's not whatever. It's something that you filmed for a second and then he's gone the next second. Okay? Yeah, he moves for sure. So anyway, like I said, it's kind of hard to show from these still shots, but in the next video that I do, I'll line these up and we'll compare, and I'll go back and forth and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But this guy right here You can see his eye there, and his like he's got like a weird grin almost, like a Joker grin, like an ear up here. You'll see that he's there 1 minute and then not the next. And this is my Aka area. I know you said where it was, but I can't remember. Some park. So I gotta show you guys something, and then I'm gonna shut it down for the night. This is a very regular park in Central Florida. It's the kind of park where you take your dog for a walk, or like your baby in a stroller kind of thing. And that guy was just sunning himself on the bank there. But anyway, I thank you guys for joining me tonight. But I gotta get going. So this is J Mac, and I'm out.